So after finally getting my hands on Astral Chain, after literally being hype ever since I seen this E3 trailer, I could not wait for this game. I said it almost every review that my cheeks was ready, and I have to honestly say this game, without a doubt, has delivered on almost everything that I've said thus far about the game and my hopes and just expectations on the game. And trust me, there are things in the game that I did find a little questionable, but at the most part, there were some of the things in this game that did blow me away. And honestly, I have to say that I have never played a game like this before. So sit tight in this review and let's jump right into it.
You know how much I love that Nintendo Switch!
What's going on, Switch fam? It is your boy QKG, and today we're getting down with a review of Astral Chain, which is a Nintendo 6 exclusive developed by Platinum Games, which gave you Nier Automata, Metal Gear Rising: Revengeance, and the Bayonetta series, which I can understand why Bayonetta 3 has been in development for so long, is because it was bringing us this greatness. So let's go ahead and jump right into it, and without spoiling too much, I'm going to cover the story of the game, and I'm just going to make sure I touch on some of the gameplay aspects, some of the things I didn't like. So let's go ahead and jump into the story. So right off the bat, I have to say this story, to be honest with you, at first, I'm not gonna lie, at first I was a little lost on what was going on. I just jumped into the action and I was this random police officer just fighting things. And I was like, okay, this is, kind of decent, it's kind of cool. They started you off with the baby steps, and then they started pushing and just slightly touching the gas by giving you the Legion, which if you've ever played like Xenoblade Chronicles, the Legion kind of reminds me of like the base blade that I used to get in the game. So the Legion are actually going to be these beings from a different dimension that the Neuron, which is actually this police force, and it's also like another science group called the Ark, if I'm not mistaken. They actually have it to where they can control these beings, and they actually show you in the beginning of the game how they control these beings, and thus it's a chain connecting onto your little arm gauntlet, and I can never say that name, but it starts with the L, thus gives you the name Astral Chain. So other people cannot see this being, so whenever people are getting wrapped up miraculously and they can't see what's going on, people in the game cannot see your actual Legion. Some of the actual Neuron officers, they can see them, but regular people cannot see them, so it makes it a really weird dynamic in a way. It makes it seem like you have like just an animal on a leash that no one can see coming. So without spoiling too much of the story, I will say that this story starts off really a little slow in like the first 10-15 minutes, but then it kicks up instantly. The story, ever since certain things happened that I can't say, everything has just been building up and up and up and up and up, and it's just been building up in a great way. So you're actually going to play, you can either pick the boy twin or you can pick the female twin. It just depends on which one, and there is a slight character customization. I will say there aren't too many hairstyles. I'm not going to complain about that too much. You can change the skin tone, eye color, but there's not too many different things you can do. So if you want to have a character that looks exactly like you, good luck with that. You may get lucky, you may get one, who knows. But honestly, when it comes down to the story, like I said, it builds you up and it actually makes sure I don't hit these little soft spots or these rough patches where I'm like, I wish I didn't play this section. Everything in and of itself has been moving very smoothly. throughout this game, you're actually going to be doing actual police work. There's going to be freaking cans laying on the ground. You can pick them up and you can actually throw them in the trash can, and you will be investigating crime scenes. So if there's like certain hidden cameras or drones around the area, you can actually get the information from those drones using your Legion, and you can actually see certain events, and you can actually get down and try to crack the case and figure out what went down. Usually 99.9% of the time, it's a freaking actual chimera that actually did everything, but for the most part, there are times in the game where I was like really sucked in, and I wasn't just sitting there with a goofy ass grin on my face. I actually felt really invested, and I wanted to crack the case. I felt like I was actually one of the freaking neurons in the actual police force. It was really weird to describe, but there were times where I'm just trying to crack this case and trying to make sure I save these people. And also, this game is semi-open world and semi-linear, so whenever you go into these missions, you're gonna have different characters, or like little different side, like just civilians around, to where you can actually help them out, help them find a missing dog, or oh, someone robbed my purse or something like that. You gotta go chase them down. So it actually gives you like little incentives, and then you get these actual gene points that you can actually use to upgrade your Legion, which the upgrade tree for the actual Legion is nuts. At first, I was really scared because there was no classic like Devil May Cry or Bayonetta type of combos where you can do a couple hits, pause, and then do a crazy combo. Everything is timed with your Legion. So once you do a certain hit and you see this blue circle pop up and the time slows down, that's when you actually hit the left trigger, which is also ZL, and that's when you actually throw your Legion to them and you can do a devastating attack, and your Legion actually gets certain abilities. So when you use the left trigger to actually control your Legion with the other analog stick, and your right trigger is actually having your character actually hit the enemies, you can actually circle your Legion around, because it's all connected by a chain. You can circle them around an enemy, bind them, and then your Legion will actually get different abilities. So you can get like an auto bind where he just swoops around, grabs everything, and then you can even do like a sync attack, similar to how Ultimate Alliance 3 was, to where certain characters can sync attacks together and it does extra damage. That's kind of around the same thing whenever you see that little blue circle pop up. I'm not gonna lie, I was very worried about this game being police themed, and I know a lot of people were too, because they're like, how interesting can you make this be? And I have to honestly say, just by the controls, the environment, and just seeing this game on Switch, like how vibrant and colorful, and even though this color palette is really blue with a lot of purple, just the night light, the city, when you're actually doing that very first mission and you're flying around on that bike and you're just looking around at how vibrant and colorful the world is, I was really surprised at how good this game looks on Switch. I really love it when games are built from the ground up on Switch, because even though they use a different art style, they still make the games look absolutely beautiful. I cannot stress that enough. This game really caught me by surprise at how great it looked. Even though that color palette is a lot of blue and purple, it just looks absolutely stunning. Every time I have played Astral Chain, for the last, honestly, few days ever since it came out, ever since I've been playing Astral Chain, I have not really wanted to play anything else. I mean, I play Fortnite on my PC here and there, and then I do play a little bit of Bulletstorm because I want to get that review out for you guys, but playing this game, it makes me want to do a second playthrough. Honestly, just how just flashy and just cool, and just how great the story is, the environment, the combo system, everything in the game is just great. I don't know what went on in that meeting room, and they're just all shooting ideas and saying all this stuff. I have no idea who's responsible for really saying, hey, let's do a police themed game. I don't know. All I know is this game thus far in 2019, even though we have 3 months left, this is my game of the year, hands down. No bias. I just can't find anything I dislike about the game. Nothing. There were nitpicks that I had, but it was nothing game breaking. True, I did want a little bit of character customization. I mean, I have dreadlocks myself. I did want to see some dreadlocks on my character. True, I can get my green eyes, I can get my skin tone, I can get a hairstyle that's kind of pulled back, but that is nothing anywhere to really hinder this game any lower of a score, all because I couldn't find a character to look like me. I didn't care that much. All I cared about was how great the story was, how great the environment was, how beautiful the game looked, how great the combo system was. So what? I couldn't get my hair? Who cares? All that I care about is that this game delivered on every single thing, gameplay wise, story wise, that I wanted. And also, this game has not crashed on me one single time. Whenever games are built from the ground up on Switch, for some reason, they just don't have any issues, and I'm just very grateful that we were actually blessed with this game. So everyone knows I have the scale on the QKG scale, starts off at the bottom as a what happened, like that game Troll and I, and there's a meh, like I didn't like the game, then there's a needs work if it's a little weak, then there's a decent, and of course Fuego Boy if the game is absolute fire. And honestly, this surpasses Fuego for me. I did not expect this game to be that good. I actually expected this game to have some dry areas. I honestly expected this game to have some issues, but when it comes down to the combat, when it comes down to even the puzzles in the game, they didn't stump me that much. There were times where I was like, what the heck do I do? And then I figured out, oh, what's this? But for the most part, this game has delivered on everything. I have to literally clap my hands for Platinum Games. You guys knocked this one out of the park. Honestly, I would recommend this game to anyone on Switch. If you played any type of action RPG, any type of hack and slash game, this is a perfect game for you, especially if you own a Nintendo Switch. And if you played Nier Automata, Bayonetta, or Metal Gear Rising: Vengeance, any of them games, this is a must-have. Easy. Recommend this game at full price. Get this game when it's on sale. Get this game if you find it. Anything, as long as you get it legally. That's all I have to honestly say about Astral Chain. I'm just happy with the games that are coming out on Switch as of late. And we got Daemon X Machina that's coming out, which I already know there are things that I really can't stand about that game, but I'm hoping that they improve on the things, because they did take a lot of constructive criticism, especially because some of the Switch fans have been letting me know, like, hey, these devs care. We got Bulletstorm Duke of Switch, which I've actually never played the full version of Bulletstorm. I played a demo of it back on the 360, back when it was coming out. So to see my man Duke Nukem back, come on, bro, we got to get that review out. So I would love to thank you guys for rocking with me the long way, man. I hope you guys enjoyed this review. As always, leave those comments down below. I know you guys have been really wanting me to play Friday the 13th or Dead by Daylight. I kind of want to get both so I can combine, or like kind of do a compare and contrast of the two. But stick around for that, and as always, guys, I will catch you guys in the next one. This is your boy QKG, and peace out.